Theater versus film acting. What's the difference? And how to transition from one to another. Film acting, or TV acting, is not the same as theater acting at all. And many very talented actors from theater do not know how to become a professional actor or how to become a professional actress in the film and TV space, and vice versa. If you started acting in film or TV and want to do a play, this will be just as relevant for you. There are many reasons why you'd want to transition from one to another, but the main one, of course, would be to expand your reach and increase opportunities in the acting business. In this video, we're going to look at the biggest differences between theater and film acting and leave you with some tips on how you can thrive in the acting business and become a professional actor or actress in both arenas. My name's Daniel Brea. I'm a professional producer and filmmaker and director here in Los Angeles, and I help actors and media artists become independent and create opportunities for themselves rather than sitting around and waiting for things to happen. So let's dig right into this with tip number one, or it's not really a tip, but with differentiator number one between theater versus film. Memorization. In theater acting, there's no cut. It's all one long take, and you rely heavily on memorization and rehearsals, and often need to develop your skill of improvising, because if you forget a line on stage, you better figure out how to get through that. Many look to theater as the truest form of acting, but I personally disagree with that. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm crazy or what you think about that. But in film acting and TV acting, your production is broken up into many days. So only a few scenes and maybe even just a few lines will be filmed each day for you, so you don't have to memorize quite as much at once, and you can memorize sort of like the lines that you need for the next day, the day before. Now, it behooves you to know as much as possible, and of course you should know the script, but you don't have to have the whole thing in your head. 2, continuity. In theater acting, everything plays out in chronological order. You start at the beginning and finish at the end. So your emotional arc as an actor naturally, and as a character, naturally unfolds as you progress through the story. For someone who wants to know how to become a professional actor or actress in film and television, you need to be able to quickly shift from one emotional state to another, as the scene you film one moment may be funny and immediately after that you might have to cry for something, because it's prioritized based on logistics and the convenience for the production, not how it's best for you as an actor. There are a lot of things that people have to deal with in a production, so when it's broken up into various days, you might only be able to shoot this scene right now and another scene right then, and they might be completely different scenes from completely different moments in the film. So you have to be ready for that, and your acting has to be much more like an on and off switch. Three, camera awareness. In theater versus film acting, one of the most important differences to consider is the fact that in theater you have the whole stage to play on, and where exactly you stand is rarely an issue. The only thing you really have to keep in mind is you favor facing the audience and not really turning your back to them too much. So in film and TV acting, you have to be aware of the camera. In TV, you often have to be aware of multiple cameras, and in film, you have to be aware of the main camera that's focusing on you and what kind of shot they're framing up for you. If it's a medium shot, a close-up, a wide shot, and where the focus lies so you don't move too far out. You see, if I get too close here, I'm out of focus. You're never going to be out of focus on stage. So you're much more limited with your movements, and you have to keep that in mind. And oftentimes when theater actors come into television and film, it's a little hard for them to process so many different things. All right, so it's an important muscle to practice. And 4, projection. One of the hardest things to deal with when directing actors and when directing theater actors in film acting, for me at least, is that in theater everything is big, because you have to project your voice and emotions in a way that everyone, including the people in the way back of the theater, can feel what's going on. So in theater acting, it's a lot less realistic, really, than TV and film acting, which is part of the reason why I said earlier I don't believe it to be the truest form of acting. Actually, acting is being, and realism to me is real. So when we're playing humans, we don't speak like this, right? But in theater, that's totally acceptable. But when you are used to that and you come on set and you're doing a scene and you go, ha, 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 that comes off very unbelievable. So the slightest little whisper and wince is picked up by the camera, especially on closer shots. It's not just more toned down. It has to be super subtle. Any exaggeration comes across as unbelievable. So these are my biggest differences between theater versus film acting. Did I leave anything out? If you can think of something, throw it in the comment. I'm sure there are more. These are just the big ones for me. But I'm curious to know what you think. Throw it in the comments. Let me know. And if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, click the link. Come over, check out the YouTube channel. There's plenty other videos like this on the channel. Thanks for watching.